What's up guys, it's Tommy here and I'm super excited to welcome you to another Liverpool transfer news video because the Express newspaper is reporting that Liverpool have agreed personal terms with Ibrahima Konate, the super talented 21-year-old French centre-back playing for RB Leipzig. Liverpool are seeking to wrap up this £34 million transfer. His release clause is that, and after Liverpool's disappointing season has been largely caused by a lack of centre-back options after the injury to Gomez, Van Dijk and also Joel Matip. Liverpool are seeking to improve that area by signing Konate. And Konate is being viewed as the natural partner to Virgil van Dijk long-term, with Jurgen Klopp needing to improve his backline after a disappointing season. Of course, the season is still not over, so we can still turn it around if we knock Real Madrid out and if we finish in the top 4. I think it will be a successful season. So let me know what you think about this news in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoy these videos and subscribe if you haven't already. Liverpool have seen their title defense collapse and they are at serious risk of being knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. One of the main reasons for their problems this term has been the injury crisis in defense, and Liverpool have continued to look vulnerable at the back, especially at Anfield, and they have conceded the second most amount of goals in the top 7 teams of the Premier League. So Liverpool seek to boost their options with signings of Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak, but they still require better quality, and that search for a better quality centre-back has brought them to Leipzig, with Konate now their primary target. And Anfield Central now report that Liverpool have moved swiftly and they have agreed personal terms with Konate ahead of a summer transfer. They claim that Liverpool have offered the Frenchman around £85,000 per week, weekly wages, which could be an estimated 150% increase on his current wages at Leipzig. And Konate is very highly rated. The only concern with him is that his injury history is a little bit shaky, with the defender having suffered muscle and ankle injuries this season, but he's only 21 years old, so he can fully recover from that. And he's also yet to become a regular starter under Julian Nagelsmann, making only 4 starts in the Bundesliga this season, but that was because of their injury problems, Konate's injury problems, and also Leipzig having a settled team while Konate was out injured. But Konate impressed every time he played for Leipzig, helping to keep 2 clean sheets, and an ankle injury has seen Konate limited to just 4 substitute appearances since starting against Hoffenheim. But Liverpool are believed to feel that his potential to become one of the best defenders in Europe outweighs those injury risks. It is also thought that playing alongside Van Dijk, who was arguably one of the world's best centre-backs before his injury, will help Konate massively. So now Liverpool are negotiating with Leipzig over the structure of the transfer. Of course, Konate has a 34 million release clause in his contract, but Michael Edwards, the Liverpool transfer guru, will surely negotiate maybe a term where we pay that transfer fee in installments for the next 2 or 3 seasons. But Liverpool do want to complete the deal as soon as possible because the Euros are coming up in the summer, and if Konate is playing at the Euros, his value will certainly go up, and Liverpool don't want to pay more, and we don't want to fight with other clubs for the signature of Konate. And the report also says that when Jurgen Klopp inquired about who was the better defender, Upamecano or Konate, he was actually told Klopp he should sign both. But so when Upamecano went to Bayern Munich, agreed a deal with them, Liverpool felt an urgency to sign Konate and get this deal wrapped up, in fear of missing out on both great, very talented young centre-backs. And Konate is almost as good as in the air as Virgil van Dijk. Not only does he stand at 6'4" tall, which is more than 190 centimeters tall, he has a massive leap and he is as strong as anybody, and also He reportedly weighs in at 95 kilograms, which is huge for a footballer. So a partnership between Konate and Van Dijk would be incredible to watch, and it seems highly unlikely that the pair would concede from set pieces or from crosses from open play. So the morning after the news broke in The Athletic that Liverpool are very close to signing Konate, he actually commented on the reports, and he jokingly said that he just wanted to be left alone when his phone was buzzing all over the place. And according to the reputable journalist David Ornstein, Liverpool are closing in on Konate. And speaking in a press conference earlier, Konate was asked about the rumors, and he got actually giggly, started laughing and saying, no, I think I cannot answer this question. I don't know, he continued, and he was beaming with a huge smirk, a huge smile on his face, which says a lot, I think, that he of course can't talk about it, but they are negotiating with Liverpool. It's pretty clear. And there was also an interesting discussion lately of how the new financial fair play rules could affect Liverpool's transfer policy going forward. There may be a way for transfer fees to be relaxed in terms of sponsors getting involved in that respect, as a way of getting around financial fair play. If sponsors are willing to pay money and to front that. The whole point of financial fair play was to ensure that clubs did not spend so recklessly that they risked not being in existence and going bankrupt. So to ensure there is an element of competition remaining in Europe's big leagues, but that could be a way that they see Europe's big clubs might be able to exploit that slightly, that sponsors could pay a percentage of a transfer fee or through other commercial activities. That might be a relaxation of the rules in some respect, but the ins and outs will only make themselves known in the next couple of weeks when it is announced what the exact rules and regulations will be for the new financial fair play rules. It is certainly not beyond the realms of possibility that we will see a more invasive approach from sponsors in terms of signing players. Earlier this year there were noises involving Cristiano Ronaldo that Chevrolet would have played some kind of part in a deal to bring him back to Manchester United. So that is one possible outcome. Another is Nike helping Liverpool signing Mbappe. That is another possibility, but certainly we don't know what will happen for certain. But the IS newspaper and some other Spanish newspapers are reporting that Mbappe has chosen Real Madrid, but that's not confirmed yet. It's just a rumor which the newspapers are reporting on. And there is big news ahead of the Liverpool-Aston Villa match that Jack Grealish had a setback, and the manager of Aston Villa, Dean Smith, has confirmed that Jack Grealish will be out of the Liverpool-Aston Villa game. He said, myself and Jack were probably a little bit too optimistic trying to get him back. He wanted to be back for the Tottenham game, March 21st, but we tried to push him for the Fulham game, but he has had a setback which will probably keep him out for a few more weeks. We need to deload him. The good news is that it's not a long-term injury. He's mostly quite calm, and we know he will be back before the end of the season, so it is what it is. So Aston Villa will be a little bit weaker without Jack Grealish, but they are still a considerable threat. And Liverpool, having lost 6 games in a row at Anfield, we have to stop that run. We have to start winning, and we also have to get confidence back and momentum back after losing Real Madrid. So I expect a big performance from Liverpool on the weekend. And Van Dijk gave an interview saying, in this time period of being injured, it makes you think about loads of stuff and appreciate even more what you have got. Obviously it's not easy, but the most important thing for me is to stay true to myself and work as hard as I can. So if the time comes back and I will be back playing again, then I just have to enjoy every bit of it and try to be the best player I can be. I won't take anything for granted. I just work, enjoy, have a smile on my face, and try to stay fit. And that's exactly the kind of mentality that you need to have if you want to come back and play to the same level that you were before. And I'm sure that Van Dijk will be back. I just hope that the Netherlands and Liverpool don't rush him back. So however long it takes for him to fully recover, just give him time, and and then he will be back to his best. And it has been suggested that some of Mane's downturn in form may be the product of unfair refereeing decisions against Sadio Mane. James Pearce said, having worked so hard to improve Mane's finishing with extra deals after training in recent years, the lack of goals this season has started to work against Mane's mind. Staff at the AXA training center in Liverpool also believe he has been on the receiving end of some unfair treatment, and as a result his confidence has been lower than usual. Southampton away in early January was one example. Mane was convinced that he should have had a penalty after being fouled by Kyle Walker-Peters in the box, but his protests were ignored, and he's fully right. Mane has been hacked down time and time again, against Real Madrid for example, against other teams as well, but the referees just don't want to give him anything, and I don't know why. But it's really sad to see. Another possible reason could be that Mane, of course, got COVID at the beginning of the season, and there are some well-documented long-term effects of COVID on athletes, and certainly top-level athletes, but not, we don't know the full picture because this virus is so new. So Mane could have been suffering the effect of that. He just lost a yard of pace, maybe because of COVID, and it's really a shame because Mane was in such great form before his illness, and since then he has been a shadow of his former self. But I'm sure that with time and with proper rest during the summer, hopefully he will be back to his best next season. And also I want to share with you guys a very interesting interview from Ralph Hasenhüttl, the Southampton manager, who said that Takumi Minamino has lost confidence at Liverpool because he was simply not given a chance in the first team. This is what he said: "It is never nice for a player if you don't have the game time you want to have. It's always hard only to train and not see the perspective to be part of the squad or the first 11. This definitely then helps your mentality when you get a lift and a chance to play. This is what I always say when players like to join big clubs, because they get a lot of money there and they get a lot of praise for being a part of one of the top 6 or whatever, but it is only for a short moment when you are happy about it, because in the end, when you are not playing enough times and when you are not really important for the club, then it feels very awful very quickly." And this is a very good perspective. Minamino, of course, couldn't turn down Liverpool, but Liverpool, having had Mane, Salah and Firmino up front, there was just no time, no space for Minamino. What I didn't understand is that Liverpool always brought on Divock Origi instead of Minamino in games, and maybe that was because Van Dijk, Gomez and Matip were out injured, so Liverpool needed a player who was tall and very robust, and maybe when we were defending a lead at set pieces, Jurgen Klopp wanted a tall player like Divock Origi back defending for Liverpool, or whatever the reason was. Minamino wasn't playing ahead of Divock Origi, and I think that's a shame, and I'm not sure if that was the right decision by Jurgen Klopp. Of course, I don't want to criticize the legendary Jurgen Klopp, but I just didn't understand where he was coming from playing Origi ahead of Minamino, because Minamino deserved playing more, in my opinion, because he scored goals when he played, and I think he should have had a bigger chance. And Ozan Kabak issued a rallying cry ahead of the Aston Villa game, saying, "In the Premier League at this stage, we need to win every game. We don't have any points to lose, and we just need to win every game. This huge club needs to be in the Champions League next year and every year. The Real Madrid game is now in the past. We just focus on this game in the Premier League. Obviously, we need to win, and we need to go into the Champions League next year. Every day I've got better. It gets better every game. Obviously, my teammates, the manager, and all the guys here, they help me a lot. I feel really settled in here, and I hope I will be able to help the team more and more." So that's the spirit, Ozan, and come on Liverpool, let's beat Aston Villa and let's get finally a win at Anfield in the Premier League after such a long time. The last time we won a game was in December. I can't believe that. In the Premier League. The last time when we won at Anfield was in December. So come on Liverpool, let's go. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.